Welcome to the Righteous Kitchen. I used to be a fan of Hamburger Helper's beef stroganoff, but since they changed the recipe, I make my own and I use a secret ingredient. To start this ground turkey stroganoff, I'm using Genio 93.7 lean ground turkey. I have fortified this so that it'll take on the flavor of ground beef. For every 1 pound of ground turkey, you're going to add 1 tablespoon of kitchen bouquet browning and seasoning sauce, as well as 1 tablespoon of ground mushrooms. I grind my own mushrooms. I pick up dehydrated mushrooms from my local Asian market and simply process these in a blender. That will enhance your ground turkey to take on the look and the flavor of ground beef. This substitution of the beef for turkey, I'm still going to name the recipe beef stroganoff because we have all the flavors right here. I'm going to start the recipe by sauteing mushrooms over medium heat in a large skillet. Once these are nice and brown, transfer them to a small bowl and set aside. The pan is still hot. Let's put another tablespoon or so of oil and brown your ground meat. I like to let the bottom get brown, flip it, and then top it with a meat topper. It's going to release some fat and liquid. I just go ahead and get that mopped up with a paper towel. And I can toss this right into the trash can. I'm going to turn down the heat because I don't want anything to burn. So I'm going to turn this down to low real quick. I'll take a second and just put a little bit of water so I can get this browning off the bottom of my pan. That's all good flavor. Salt and pepper and flour. I like to stir the flour in with the meat. Well, it's kind of dry, and that'll take care of any lumps. So I've got that nice and evenly distributed. I could bump up the heat now. To boost it and give it a little more of a beefier flavor, I'm adding Worcestershire sauce. I'll get this in there. My main flavoring for this would be Hidden Valley Ranch. It's going to give it the flavor just like the boxed Hamburger Helper. And I want to be pretty quick with this because I don't want anything getting burnt on my pan. And in goes the milk. Stir this. You just want to make sure that all the bits are off the pan. I'm going to bring this up to a boil. So I'll move up the heat. Get this boiling. Return the mushrooms. As this starts to come to a boil, add your noodles. You can use egg noodles if you don't mind the carbs. I happen to find this chickpea rotini that I really like. It has a lot of protein and it has better for you carbs. This is an 8.8 ounce package. Just dump it in there. Now make sure the noodles are all covered in the liquid as best you can. Cut the heat back to medium-low and put a lid on. You want a nice tight fitting lid so the noodles can cook. This should take less than 10 minutes. These noodles have been simmering about 7 minutes. All right, let me taste one and kind of see where we're at. Oh, these are perfect. They're nice and done. All right, to finish, I'm just going to stir in sour cream. There it is. Creamy beef stroganoff. A lower carb version with the chickpea rotini. Yes. Woo! That is good. Nice and tangy from the Hidden Valley Ranch and that sour cream. The noodles taste great. They don't taste like they're chickpea. It's a great tasty noodle. This is 10 times better than the box. This recipe is on my blog and I'll post a video soon. I made this recipe probably over 10 years ago because Hamburger Helper changed the recipe and I didn't like it. But this is super easy, but it's very delicious. Give you another look. That is so good. Make this recipe. You're gonna love it. I can hardly wait for those mashed potatoes to get done. Please follow The Righteous Kitchen at blogspot.com and across social media.